Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Wednesday version of Harmonize to Energize. My name is Terry Matthews. I work here at the Jin Shin Jyutsu headquarters in Scottsdale, Arizona in the US of A. Welcome everybody. I hope you're having a good week. Warmly welcome everybody, and in particular the new people. If this is your first time to come to this webinar, Jin Shin Jyutsu is an art of harmonizing energy, life energy, sometimes called chi or ki, as it moves through the body. And we do that by placing our hands left and right of the spine on what we call safety energy locks. There's 26 of them left and right of the spine. So today's version of Harmonize to Energize is storytelling time, and people from all the way around the world present today and every other Wednesday inspiring stories, practices they used, self-help they used, all that kind of possibility that's with Jin Shin Jyutsu. So without further ado, today's mystery presenter is today's mystery presenter is Marta. Welcome, Marta, from Spain.
Thank you, Terry.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Thank you. It's really nice to be here with you and with all of our friends that are with us on that moment. So I only can say thank you.
Yeah, no, it's a great joy to have you with us, Marta. Folks, I'm going to just be quiet now. Marta is going to present to you her inspiring stories. So without further ado, over to you.
Thank you, Terry. Well, as Terry has said, I'm from Spain, and I'm going to do my best with this lovely language that make us possible to communicate. Well, I arrived to Jin Shin Jyutsu 20 years ago. And the first thing that I would like to share with you is the experience I had on my first self-help class. I remember myself in a moment being sitting on a chair, listening to the person who was giving the class, and simply looking my hands and saying, "Oh, Marta, finally you find it. The Creator or God haven't led you here on the earth and say you, oh, see what you can do. And if you need help, pray for my help." On that moment, I realized that we were created with the tools for everything that we could need in every moment. So it was a really nice moment that changed the rest of my story because it impacts really, really deep in myself. And to honor this moment, I would like to invite you to go for a self-help moment of practice. Mary invite us on her self-help books, and in that case, I would like to mention the self-help book 1, which you don't need to go for the book now. It's simply to remember that this exercise is on page 54, self-help book 1. And in point 8, she says, fold hands as in prayer, without tensing shoulders, relaxing the complete body. So as I have this precious moment on my first self-help class with my hands, I would like to share with you this space. And she said, fold hands as in prayer. This could be wherever positions feels okay for you. It's simply to hold our palms, resting them if we want on our legs, or keeping them on our chest. Simply to say, I'm here. I have all in my hands. I simply need to be aware. Thank you. Well, as I said to you, this first self-help class changed my life. And in that moment, I was studying architecture, but I started to wonder how Jin Shin Jyutsu can help me deeply. So I started my journey with Jin Shin Jyutsu. I went for my first self-help class and simply were planning for the second one. So as you can imagine, I suppose that all of you were so pleased to find Jin Shin Jyutsu as me. So after my first self-help class, happens another or something happens that makes me be on a hard situation from the point of a student. So I simply had one 5-day class. I think I was not able to help a lot others, but then universe sent me an opportunity. One of my friends, the sister of one of my friends was diagnosed with a tumor on the head, and she was going to receive a surgery. So I share with her and with her family about the 15 to hold the hands on the groins to prepare for the surgery and for the recovery of the surgery. And also I showed them how to hold the safety energy log number 4, which is the tumor were located, and also the 14 on the base of the thoracic area, so they could calm their minds. And time passed, and I went for the second 5-day class. Simply some days after my friend said me about her sister illness and surgery. So I went for my second 5-day class and come back really happy because I discovered new things, and I simply enjoy all the time on the classes. So, but then suddenly one night my friend called me, and she told me bad news. Her sister, after the surgery, was really well. The surgery went really well, but she She heard something about another surgery, that it wasn't for her, but she became so scared about a new surgery that her body became completely blocked. She was as a stone on the bed, the hospital bed, and also her eyes wasn't present. It turned blind, almost all the eye, and the family were also really scared because doctor says that they couldn't do anything, simply wait, because she were okay. It was a shock, and the body was blocked, but all the other things were okay. So my friend called me asking if I think that Jin Shin Jyutsu could help her, if I could go for the hospital and see what we can do. So I remember when I simply hung off the phone, and I told my husband, I don't know what I can do, but I know that the teacher said that this works. So tomorrow I went, and tomorrow I go, and we'll see what can be done. But the thing was, teacher says that this works, so it might be work for her. The next day, two of my friends that are also Jin Shin Jyutsu practitioners and I went to the hospital, and we met her, and the situation was really hard, but we simply start to placing our hands on her. My friends were on her sides and I was on the feet, and I could remember that I placed my hands on her knees, on the back of her knees. So I was holding safety energy log number 8, because we know that it brings movement. It makes us adaptable. It makes us feel this smooth movement around our body. So I was guessing that this help could help her to recover from that frozen stage where the muscles were frozen. So I remember hold the 8 and go a bit down until the 16s, and then the safety energy log 7. But this was in a short time, not very long. And my colleagues were doing other Jin Shin Jyutsu positions, flows. But then we could saw my sister friend recovering. She started to move. She started to be again with us on the room. And 10-15 minutes later, she was completely well. Yeah, completely well. She came back. She was able to recover from this fear, from this scary fear that she felt. So this was a great blessing. Yeah, we simply be there because we could help, but it was a great moment, because it was for myself a confirmation that Jin Shin Jyutsu can help myself and can help others. It doesn't matter the label, it doesn't matter the situation. We can place our hands, hold our fingers, do whatever we feel in our heart, whatever the intuition told us, whatever we could see on the body, and it's going to release whatever is happening. So for us to remember that moment, that it was really, really, again, really changed my perception of the art, really changed my life. I invite you to hold our safety energy log number 8 that Mary present us on the self-help book number 2 on page 26. We can hold the back of our knees or do other of the quickies that Mary present to us. We can put our hands on our bottom, the safety energy log 25, or we can help us with safety energy log number 2. So we can place our hands on the back of the knee, we can sit on our hands, or we can place our hands on the back, on the hip line, wherever it's comfortable for each one of us. And again, simply be the breath. And it's a moment for me to say thank you. I'm going to use each one of these time practicing together to simply say thank you. Thank you because I found Jin Shin Jyutsu. Thank you to Mary because brought it to us. And for each one of my friends and teachers that teach me what I know. So let's practice and simply be the breath that we are. Thank you. I could add for this story that, of course, my friend and all her family have no doubt about Jin Shin Jyutsu potential, if we could say it on that way. Yeah, they could see with their eyes what's happening with this soft touch in the body. So it was a blessing for myself and also a blessing for all this family who continue practicing, holding the fingers and practicing because they could realize what's on our hands. So every time it's an opportunity to change people's lives, to share with them what has changed ourselves. So it's really nice. Even we think that we are doing nothing, something is happening. And same thing or similar thing happens to me lots of times. But I would like to share you another story that happens to me during these 20 years of journey with Jin Shin Jyutsu. And it's another one that happens some years ago when I was a practitioner, when I suppose that I have more information, more knowledge. But yeah, we find that every situation is different. Every situation, it's a test. It tests ourselves. It tests our confidence. It tests how we simply flow with the situation and simply allow what's going to happen or what can happen. Several years ago, a 7-year-old boy starts to feel not really well. He felt that he had no strength on his legs and started to move with difficulty. So his parents went to the hospital for several times. And first doctor said that nothing was happening. Maybe she had a flu, or he simply are asking for attention. But after 2 weeks, doctors decided to took him to the hospital and make some tests. After first week, nothing to say. But then they realized that the boy continues becoming less well. The body was becoming again like frozen without enough movement. So they decided to move the boy to another hospital, a bigger one on the main city close to here. And when he arrived there, the doctors make some tests, but they realized that they have an idea about what could happen. And they decided to give him a 5-day treatment, that it was for one scary label, but they say that they prefer to give this 5-day treatment until they have the result of the test, because if they are right, they need to act as soon as possible. And they were right. The boy was suffering an illness that it's called Guillain-Barré syndrome. I don't know if you have the same name in United States, but the thing is that the melanin that recovers our nerves is destroyed by the body. So you lose your movement, you lose the ability to breathe by yourself. You are not able to eat anything because you can't. You can swallow the meal. So it's a really scary label. But they give him the right treatment, so they simply need to wait until same thing as before. They only can wait because this illness has a recovery time in between 6 months and 1.5 years. So a long time for recovery. And apart from the recovery, what happens that each day it's maybe the last day in your life. The boy was at this unity with care 24 hours. Parents only could visit him 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon. But as I really know the parents, because they are friends of mine, I said to them, okay, if we can't practice or we can help him directly, I know, because teachers said at classes, that we can work with the parents to help the kids. So let's practice together. You can receive sessions from me, and we are going to have in mind that we are going to help him I know that they said that this works too, so we don't have anything to lose. And we started to practice each day. I went for the hospital. I gave his mother session. Then I switched it for his father, and we do this every day. First week was really hard. One day we received a good news, then it said something bad, and we were on that mountain. A good news, then a bad one. Good news, bad one. But the thing was that we, his parents and I, were able to be on that flow, not only focusing that something is going to be okay. So we continue with this treatment every day. Every day they receive at least one session. His mother, his father, and sooner he was able to receive more visits. In 2 weeks he was better, and in 3 weeks he was sent it to a normal room. So I was able to give him sessions, and in 1 month he went home. Only 1 month. If you remember, I said in between 6 and 1.5 years. He was 7 years old on that moment. It was a miracle, I know. And maybe you are wondering what I practice with him. Well, I follow my intuition, and I work with his parents first and later with him, and I work with the fatigue flow. But I work with the one that we have on the Now Know Myself class, and also with the special flow for regeneration, because I understand that this could help. And I was doing other flows. But now, meanwhile, we were talking, because time passed really fast, we could place our hands on our bottom. We could sit on our hands to regenerate ourselves, because this was what happened with him. He was able to regenerate all this damage on the nerves, and now he is 13 years old. He is fine, and yeah, again, another miracle. We have a lot of miracles. If you are practicing Jin Shin Jyutsu, you can see these miracles or another ones during all this journey. And I'm simply thankful for the opportunity to be there, because something in me could help them. And I simply share it with you, because for sure we can have a lot of things on this world in our community. So simply, I'm happy to be part of this journey, this community, and I hope you had the opportunity to help yourself and a lot of people.
Wow. That was very rich, folks. Oh my gosh. I will watch this presentation again. But you brought in, some fascinating points and some very heart-touching points, all blending well there. I mean, the process of the surrogate, if we live in a understanding that we live in a connection with one another, and I would say, hopefully from the heart, that, a situation where someone's not feeling good, and obviously their parents want them to feel better, by working with them, their love, their desire for their son, in this case, to be better, gets transmitted. I mean, when we really think about that, isn't that the case? Whatever our intention is, we can connect to that intention and amplify it. That's how I'm interpreting it. And the surrogate, I mean, that's, wow, I hadn't heard that story before. I hadn't heard any of the Matty people, but they were really, truly very rich. So thank you. Just wonderful. And I can see people, oh gosh, yeah. Miracles indeed. Lovely share. Thank you. All the way from Spain. Thank you. Yeah, what a lovely session. Yeah. So there you are, Marta. You're on the fave list. Now, before we say au revoir, is there anything that you'd like to share with anyone about any classes you may have that they may want to attend if they're in your area, Spanish-speaking people or anyone that can speak Spanish?
Well, I start self-help classes again with the new year, but before the year ends, I have practice, self-help practice online, which is the last Saturday of each month. So this Saturday we are going to meet. It's a 40 minutes meeting for practice, being together. So it's a nice moment to share this connection that you are saying. We are only one heart, only one breath, only one pulse. So we practice together. The event is called Creating 2021. So we have met each month since January. And apart from that, I'm also working with another practitioners, helping La Palma, who is an island on Canary Island, that has a volcano that it's already spreading all the lava since 2 months ago. So there are a lot of people that has lost everything. They lost their homes, they lost their properties, their work. So one of our friends and practitioners that lives in that island is helping the people that are affected, giving them sessions, and also preparing some little practice, self-help practice to reach the people. So I'm helping her organizing the help that we can bring from outside of the island. So it's a Jin Shin Jyutsu Solidarity project with La Palma, and we are collecting some money to make possible that they receive the sessions and the classes without paying anything, because they lost almost all that they have. So I'm helping them. On the last month, in October, we already did 30 sessions, solidarity sessions, and we are going to have soon. I don't have the date, but we are going to start with the first self-help class for the people who's working directly there, to helping them to support other people and to receive calm and peace in the middle of this situation. So maybe I could wrote on the chat my email.
Oh, I just did it. Have I spelled it?
Perfect.
Is that correct?
I can't see it. Yeah, it's correct. It's correct. So if you want to reach me at the email, I could explain more about both things: the Jin Shin Jyutsu Solidarity Project and the practice time together at the end of the month. We have some English spoken friends meeting us during all the year. So I do the practice speaking in Spanish and also translating for the English. So everyone is welcome. And as it is a practice, most of the time we are in silence. So this could be understood for everyone. And I can explain more about the La Palma project. So you are welcome to reach me.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful. I wish we weren't running out of time, but thank you so much, Marta. Marta has a T-shirt which says "I want more love," but actually, I think she radiates it.
Yeah, I
think
could show it. Yeah.
I think everyone can feel that. I certainly could. So that's really beautiful. Thank you. I'm going to invite you back. And just to say now, because, Marta is really acknowledging Mary's teachings in such a grateful way. Coming up soon in the US of A is Thanksgiving Day, right? So happy Thanksgiving to you, Marta, and everybody. Every day can be a day for gratitude, but everybody in the US is specifically going to celebrate it on Thursday. So happy Thanksgiving to you specifically, us specifically for that. And just to say once more, this was just a wow for me, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm looking at all the comments in the chat room, which I'm going to send Marta. And just the last comment, even though it's holiday time, I will actually do Harmonize to Energize on Friday for those of you that wish to join me for the self-help 4 nines of 36 self-help with you-know-who. So I look forward to seeing you then. And have a safe, peaceful, restful rest of the day, week. And we will see you again soon. And au revoir, Marta.
Bye, Terry. And
au revoir.
Thank you. Have a nice Thanksgiving.
Yeah. What would you say in Spanish for see you again? What would that be?
We could say nos vemos pronto.
Oh, well, whatever you said.
Okay. See you soon. Nos vemos pronto.
Yeah, I'm not too good at that. The pronto bit I heard. Beautiful. All right. Take care, everyone. Thank you, Marta.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.